47, running a dive shop in Long Beach, where the Queen Mary looms like a rusted coffin. Launched in 1936, this liner carried troops, ghosts, and death. Stateroom B340's cursed. Door 13 crushed a man in 66. Last month, my shop's porthole showed my son, Noah, gone since 2014, his eyes black, whispering, "Ethan." Now something's crawling from the decks, blood seeping through the hull. It's awake and it's starvin. Brace yourself. This one's a nightmare. The ship that screams. Some ships don't sail, they feed. I'm Ethan Caldwell, 47, slinging dive gear in Long Beach, where the Queen Mary festers like a steel beast off the pier. Launched in 1936, she crossed the Atlantic, hauled troops in World War II, and now rots as a hotel, her decks humming with ghosts. Locals talk of Stateroom B340, where lamps crash and shadows wail, and Door 13, where John Petter was crushed in 66, his screams still echoing. I laughed it off as tourist bait, till last month, when my shop's porthole showed Noah, my son, vanished near the ship in 2014, his eyes black, mouth hissing. Ethan, Long Beach is heavy now, fog thick with salt and dread, the docks humming like a trap about to snap. I sell tanks, not ghost stories, but that porthole's pulling me, like a hook in my gut. Last night, a whale ripped through my shop, low, wet, rising from the Queen Mary's hull. I'm in my truck, Noah's dog tag in my pocket, air sharp with rust and fear. Ethan. The pier's lights flicker, the ship's hull pulsing red, and something moves in the dark, eyes like oil, glowing. The decks are awake, and they've got my name in their jaws. The shop's a relic, a block from the Queen Mary, its walls creaking, humming faint like a dying engine. Noah's dog tags heavier than steel, etched with a wave, oozing tar. Ethan, look. My old merchant marine logs found in my safe, mentioned 2010. Moans from the engine room, walls bleeding, a sailor's scream like a blade. The last page burns. Ethan, stay away. In my writing, though I never touched it. I try to snap the tag, but it's unyielding, humming low, a pulse that cracks my jaw. My radio crackles, no signal, just a whisper, wet, like tar on steel, hissing. Find me, Ethan. I park by the pier, engine off, air thick with ash and something sour, like flesh gone bad. The tag has a wave, deep pulsing red like a wound that breathes. My headlights flicker and the whispers closer, from the ship's core, low, wailing, ravenous. You owe me, Ethan. My skin crawls, but I step out. Boots scraping concrete, each step sinking into a trap. The pier swallows the ship, a red glow bleeding from the hull, like eyes in the fog. The tags burn in my palm, though it's in the truck, new words scratched, dripping. It sees. I ain't alone, and the deck's claws are digging in. The Queen Mary's alive, fog so thick it chokes, air wet with something that smells of rot. My flashlight's fading, catching shapes, tattered uniforms, eyes like ash, hands reaching, gone when I blink. The whisper's sharper, old, desperate, like it's been wailing since the 1940s fell. Ethan, you forgot me. I curse back, hear echoes, but my lungs burn, like the fog's got teeth inside me. Noah's journal stops mid-2014. Something in the ship, not a sailor, not a lie. The rest's torn, but the waves scratched on every page, deeper, like it's clawing out. A photo slips from my coat, one I didn't take. Me by the gangway, fog coiling around me, my eyes glowing red, wrong, hollow. The wail comes again, deafening, from the decks, and the whisper shifts, like Noah lost in 14. His voice choked, then a scream, guttural, from the dark. I push to the gangway, find a hatch, steel rusted, air hot, a mirror, shattered, showing my face, but not mine, his pale, eyes black with thread, mouth screaming my name. The waves carved in the fog, glowing red, oozing black tar that smells of decay. The voice is a choir now, Noah, others chanting, "Find him!" Something scrapes the deck, wet like flesh dragging. The tags in my hand, words fresh, dripping. Look deeper, Ethan. I back away, and the mirror reforms, glass melting into the wave, the choir screaming, my name a wound in the fog. I stumble back to my shop, hands shaking, tag buried in my bag, its hum like a heartbeat. Maggie, 64, a retired shipyard worker who toured the Queen Mary in the 80s, now holed up in San Pedro, eyes sharp, fingers scarred from something that wasn't a tool. She's at a diner, voice low, like she's scared the walls are listening. "The decks," she whispers. "They're real, Ethan. Never stopped." She talks of 1995, guests here in Wales, seeing a sailor in rags, his scream splitting their minds, his hands leaving burns. Maggie saw him in '02, a shadow by door 13, eyes black, wailing her name, his coat dripping black ooze. She warns me about the tag. "It's his, Ethan, not yours." Finds Caldwell's, folks with loss, drags their pain up like a hook. I don't speak of Noah, gone after a fight I couldn't stop, his voice still clawing my dreams. But Maggie knows, her eyes cutting through my silence like a blade. "Bury it, Ethan. Leave California." I leave, but the tag's heavier, the wave on my palm, faint, burning like ice. Back in my truck, the air's thick, and the choir's louder, Noah, strangers, chanting, "You owe him." I find a new mark, oozing tar. "City won't save you." The diner's lights flicker and Maggie's car is parked, empty. The waves scratch deep, hood pulsing like flesh. I'm back at the Queen Mary, no choice. The tag pulling me like a chain around my throat. The fog's alive, drifts humming, decks curling like veins, cold and wet. Every night I see them, shadows in the corridors, not human, but shapes, tattered, hollow, their limbs twisting like they're sewn from nightmares. They vanish when I stare, but my shop's gear is moved, tanks tipped, their valves coated in slime, the wave carved around them. The radio's dead, but it crackles, spitting voices from 1943, Noah shouting, "He's here!" Then a wet gurgle like something tore his throat. I set up a recorder, catch whispers no voice could make. "Ethan, you left me!" they wail, or "Open the hatch." The recordings warp, like the ship's chewing them, but one name's clear, slithering through. Petter. John Petter, crushed by door 13 in '66. His ghost seen in the engine room, his footsteps haunting the shafts. I dig through archives, find a crewman's log. It walks, not a sailor, drinks pain, knows names, its eyes see all. My name's in the margin, scratched fresh, wet with ink that smells of decay. The shadows are bolder, standing by hatches, their eyes black, their hands dripping black ooze, reaching for me. I check my rear view, see my face, but my eyes flicker, red like his, my skin scaling at the edges. The tag's in my hand, always there, the wave glowing, words new, bleeding. "You're his, Ethan." The fog hums, decks bend, their steel pulsing, faces in the corridors, Noah's, mine, all screaming, mouths gaping too wide. 10 days in, I see him. A sailor in rags, pale as bone, eyes black with thread, standing by door 13, his wail like a shard in my skull. His coat is wrong, moving like it's alive. Faces pressing out from the fabric, their mouths gaping, spewing fog. The tag's alive, humming so loud my teeth ache, showing me 1943, troops choking on air, Petter wailing, the decks pulsing with their pain. The voices are here, not whispers, but screams. From the bulkheads, the air, the dark, clawing at my mind. "Ethan, you left me." I run, but the ship shakes, hatches cracking, splinters oozing red, like the decks are bleeding. The shadows are everywhere, not just the sailor, but things with no faces, limbs twisting, the wave carved in their chests, oozing pus. I reach the truck, but he's there, in the windshield, staring, his face mine, but pale, lips split, teeth jagged. My phone's got a photo, one I didn't take. Me by door 13, staring up, my eyes black, the wave carved on my neck, skin peeling back. The tag's new mark, wet with slime. "You can't hide." I find a note in Noah's journal dated 1936. It's not Petter, not a ghost, older than the ship, fed by grief, blood, shame. We woke it. My name's scratched at the bottom in my writing, but I never wrote it, and the paper smells of rot. The sailors closer, in the fog, the decks, his wail a needle in my brain, promising pain. I tracked down Father Ruiz, 59, a priest who blessed the Queen Mary in the 90s, living in Wilmington, hands shaking, wave scarred from something that wasn't a fall. He's nervous, eyes darting, shows me a 1966 report. It ain't a sailor, moves like it's hunting, knows who it wants. Ruiz says the wave's ancient, older than the ship, tied to the decks, a thing that feeds on loss, families like mine. It picks men, Ethan, broken men. You're marked. He warns me to ditch the tag, flee California, but it won't leave my hand. It's cold, burning like acid. That night, Ruiz's church is dark, his car gone, the wave scratched on his gate, iron weeping black tar. The voices are louder, not just in the ship, but in my truck, my head, chanting, "Find him, Ethan." I dream of the sailor, his eyes a void, faces trapped in his coat. Noah, me, our mouths black, screaming. I'm back at the gangway, no choice. The tag a chain around my soul. The ship's alive, decks pulsing. The wave everywhere. Hatches, fog, my skin oozing red. The air smells of blood and something wet slithers in the dark watching me. I'm losing time. Days slipping like ash through my hands. I wake by door 13. No memory of driving. The tag in my fist. My arms bloody. Waves scratched in the steel. Pulsing like veins. Oozing red. The steel is wrong, bulging flesh like oozing pus that smells of rot and salt. I touch it, and it twitches, whispering my name in Noah's voice. Soft, broken, accusing. The shadows are solid, walking, their eyes black. Noah's face, but their mouths gape, spewing fog that smells of decay. They hiss my sins. Noah gone because I was sailing, missed his call, left him to vanish, his screams echoing in my guilt. The waves on my arm, deeper, glowing, and when I touch it, I see them. Troops, their throats torn, not by war, but him. Something older, rising from the decks, its eyes a wave of hunger. I find more tags, hidden under the floor, all Caldwells, all with my name, all pulsing, coated in slime. The ship in 1943, troops screaming, their blood feeding something below, its hands in their hearts. The radio plays their voices, live, like they're here, begging, "Ethan, don't open it." I try to call Ruiz, get static, then his voice, not his, gurgled, saying, "You're late." The sailor's here, always here, his shadow in every mirror, the wave everywhere, deck, fog, my flesh. I don't run, but he's in me, his voice my thoughts, his hunger gnawing my bones. The ship's changing, or I'm breaking. Decks twist, their steel pulsing, the fog boils, corridors loop into nowhere, like the Queen Mary's mocking me. The voices are a choir, thousands strong, some from 1943, some older, from before the ship, all clawing at my name. The tags humming so loud my ears bleed, showing me Noah, vanishing in the shafts, his eyes black, the wave on his chest, flesh melting. My name's everywhere, hatches, fog, my skin, carved deep, oozing black pus. I meet a janitor, Leo, who's seen him, in the engine room, back in 17. He's terrified, hands shaken, says he heard the wail by door 13, saw his eyes, black, burning through his dreams. The wave's his mark, he says, voice cracking. It takes families, keeps them forever. He shows me his arm, the wave, faint, weeping like a wound. That night, Leo is gone, his closet empty, the wave on his door, wood pulsing like it's breathing. The choir's deafening, led by the sailor, his voice soft, slithering. "Ethan, join us." The sailor's here, his shadow a void, the wave spinning, dragging me down. The tag's pulling me and I fight it, but the ship's his and I'm his too. I dig through city archives, find a blueprint, 1934, for the Queen Mary's keel, marked with waves, owned by a sect who vanished, their kin gone, no graves, no trace. The Caldwells sailed her, worked her, woke it with their pain. The sailor wasn't the first. Crews vanished here for decades, their bones found with waves carved deep, marrow gone. I find a letter from a captain, 1943, who saw the engine room post-collision, empty but alive, the wave glowing in the fog, decks weeping tar. "It's not a ghost," he wrote, ink smeared with fear. It's a door. The shadows are me now, my face, my voice, urging me to open it, to let him out. I see the troops not dead, but trapped, in the shafts, in him, their eyes black, their flesh melting into his coat. The tag shows me Noah, not gone, but his body twistin', worms burstin' from his chest. The waves on my chest, complete, burnin', and the voices are one, not the sailors, but his, the thing below, promisin' peace, power, if I turn the wave. I fight it, but the decks are his, pulling me to the shafts, the ship a cage, the tag his teeth. Long Beach is unraveling. Folks whispering about whales, missing pets, fog creeping into homes. I overhear a fight in my shop, men blaming each other, saying the Queen Mary's cursed, hunting sinners. An old woman grabs my arm, eyes wild, says she saw her son's face in the fog last night, his eyes black, screaming. I visit Sister Clara, 62, a nun who prayed on the Queen Mary in the 80s, her hands raw from clutching a cross. She says the decks are a judgment, the sailor no ghost, but a curse, fed by secrets like mine. I don't tell her about Noah, how I let him go, how his screams wake me, but Clara's eyes bore in. She shows me a 1943 Bible, waves scratched in the leather, pages stuck with dried tar, smelling of rot. "Bury the tag, Ethan," she begs, voice shaken. I leave, but the tag's heavier, its wave on my neck, pulsing like a second heart. That night the convent is dark, Clara's car empty, the wave carved in the door, wood oozing green slime. The choir's in my head chanting, "You can't save them." I dream of Noah, his face half gone, worms writhing where his mouth should be, calling me. I track down Leo's cousin, Marcus, a mechanic in Signal Hill, 38, eyes haunted. He's seen the tag, knows the wave, says Leo ranted about it before he vanished, clawing at his skin. "It's not just the Caldwells," he says, voice low. "The ship's cursed, Ethan, older than us, and it keeps what it takes." He shows me photos from 2014, a shadow by door 13, pale, its wave glowing red, air warped around it. Marcus has got the wave too on his wrist, faint, oozing something that ain't tar. He joins me, desperate, at the ship, his hands shaken but his jaw set. We search the decks, find nothing, but the ship fights us. Fog choking, shadows walking, their eyes black, their hands dripping slime. Marcus's flashlight dies and he screams, "Ethan, it's here!" I grab him, but he's gone, his jacket empty. The wave on my tag, metal wet with black ooze. The choir screams, "Open it!" And the sailor's there, his shadow a void, the wave spinning, pulling me in. I stumble out, alone, the tag humming, Marcus's name in it, fresh beside mine, letters dripping. The ship's screaming, and I'm his prey. I'm seeing things, or he's in me. Every mirror shows my face, but wrong. Scales creeping up my cheeks, my eyes flickering red, teeth too sharp. I scratch my arm and something moves under the skin. Small, wriggling, like a worm with claws, clawing at my veins. The tag's humming louder, showing me visions. Noah, his body split open, worms spilling out, his voice begging, "Why'd you leave me?" I try to sleep, but the whale is inside my skull and my dreams are his. Decks bleeding, fog burning, faces trapped in his eyes, screaming my name. I find a note in my pocket, not mine. "Ethan, you're the key." The waves spreading, on my legs, my back, each mark pulsing like it's eaten me alive. I drive to San Diego, hoping distance helps. But the radio plays Noah's voice, not dead, but his, laughing, "You're mine." The city's quiet, but houses are wrong, their windows pulsing, faces forming in the glass, eyes weeping tar. I scream, and the ship screams back, 1,000 voices, all mine. I find a 1934 log in the archives, hidden in a maritime vault, showing the Queen Mary's keel marked with waves, labeled forbidden. A note, scrawled by a crewman, says the fog bled when they built, and something rose, its eyes taking their names. The Caldwells weren't the first. Crews vanished here for decades, their bones found with waves carved deep, marrow sucked dry. I visit a local, Esther, 83, who remembers her grandpa's tales of 1943, how the sailor wasn't just a ghost, but a curse fed by hate. She says the whales scared off dock workers, kept them from boarding. The fog, a preacher's lie, turned real. Esther's scared, her hands shaking, shows me a scar, wave-shaped, from a night in '62 when she heard the wail. I leave, but her house is dark by dusk, windows shattered. The wave on her porch, wood pulsing like a heart. The tags in my hand showing me Esther, her face melting, her voice in the choir chanting, "Open it." The ship's bleeding now, red ooze seeping from the decks, smelling of iron and rot. I'm back at the Queen Mary, the deck's a nightmare, hatches collapsing, their steel turning to flesh, worms bursting through. The shadows are bolder, not just human but things. Their bodies split open, revealing mouths inside mouths, teeth like needles, spewing fog. They whisper my guilt. Noah, Esther, Leo, Marcus, all dead because I kept digging, kept chasing the tag. I find a child's shoe in the fog, fresh, bloodied, the wave on it, and my stomach churns, bile rising. The tag's humming so loud my bones shake, showing me 1943, troops eating each other, their eyes black, the sailors' hands in their throats. I try to burn the tag, but it laughs. The flames turning green, forming faces. Noah's mine, all screaming. The choir's a roar, thousands now, their voices wet, like they're drowning in tar. I see him again, standing by door 13, his eyes a wave, his coat dripping flesh, his wail tearing my mind apart. The deck splits and something rises, not the sailor, but his source. A mass of worms, eyes, mouths, all singing my name. I'm running, but the ship won't let me go, hatches bending, their frames like claws, dripping black ooze. The tag's in my hand, though I threw it away. Its wave burning through my skin, into my blood. I find a drifter, Carla, 44, who's seen him. Her dog torn apart last week, the wave on its bones. She's crazed, eyes bloodshot. Says the sailor's not one ghost, but many, a hive, living in the decks. Carla joins me, desperate, but the ship turns on us, the fog sucking at our lungs like it's hungry. We find a shaft, its walls breathing, faces pushing out, their mouths gaping, spewing the choir's song. Carla screams, and she's gone, pulled into the deck, her hand left behind, the wave on it, still twitching. The tag shows me Carla, her body split, worms bursting out, her voice in the choir, chanting, "Ethan, you're next." I'm alone, the ship closing in, the sailor's eyes everywhere, his wail my heartbeat. I hear a new voice, not Noah's, not the sailor's, but a girl's, crying from the decks. I find a girl, maybe 12, standing in the fog, her eyes black, the wave on her chest, oozing pus. She says her name's Lily, lost in '79. Her mama tore in the ship when the fog took her. Lily's hands are wrong, fingers too long, dripping slime, and she whispers, "You're like me, Ethan." I try to run, but she's in my head showing me her death. Fog choking, her mama's screams, worms crawling from her eyes. The tag hums, showing me Lily, her body a hive, worms bursting from her skin, her voice soft, "Help me." I reach for her, but she's gone, the fog swallowing her, the wave on my hand, her name beside mine. The choir's louder, Lily's voice leading, "Open it, Ethan." The ship's breaking me, and the sailor's laughing, his wail in my blood. I'm done fighting. The ship's waiting, door 13's hatch open, the sailor there, his shadow a wound in the fog, the choir deafening. The tag's a map, showing me the shaft, the wave, the door. I descend alone to the dark. It's cold glowing, the wave everywhere. Walls, floor, my flesh, oozing red. The troops are there, not dead, but his. Their hands reaching, their eyes black, their bodies twisting, worms spilling out. I find the wave, a vortex, spinning, alive, its edges pulsing like a heart, spewing black tar. The tag's in my hand, though I left it above and it burns, showing me Noah, Lily, all his, their faces melting into his eyes. The voices are one, the thing below, ancient, endless, promising peace, family, oblivion. I touch the wave, and it screams, my blood mixing with the deck, the ship shattering. "You're home?" The hull shakes, the world shakes, And I'm not Ethan, not anymore. I'm back in Long Beach or somewhere, selling gear, no decks, no whales. The waves on me, faint, glowing, and the voices are quiet, but not gone, whispering in dreams. My name in the fog, the tap of fingers. The shafts are gone, or I am, but I see them, in mirrors, in the dark. His shadow my skin, his eyes mine, weepin' tar. Marcus's kid calls, says he's got a tag, my name in it, but I burn his number, move again. The waves multiply on my walls, my truck, my dreams. And I find tags, not mine, in my shop, all his, all hummin', coated in slime. I'm not Ethan, or not just Ethan. I'm the keeper, the door, his claw, his hunger. The ship's in me, his roots my blood, his wail my breath. I dream of Noah, his body a hive, worms burst in, his voice soft. You let it out. The shop's quiet, but the walls pulse, the wave forming, and I know he's here, watching. I move to Ventura, thinking distance will save me, but the fog follows, thick, alive, humming with his voice. Every night I hear it, the wail, not from decks, but inside me, my bones vibrating, my skin crawling. I find a new tag. In my bed, my name scratched, oozing black, the wave deeper, burning like frost. The city's changing, folks whispering about missing kids, fog bleeding red, waves on their doors. I visit a medium, Nora, 65, who's seen him, her cat's eyes black last month, the wave on its skull. Nora's terrified, says the sailor's not a ghost but a god, a hive living in the fog. She reads my palm, screams, her hands burning, the wave on her skin, fresh oozing pus. I leave, but Nora's shop is dark by dawn, windows cracked, the wave on her sign, glass pulsing like flesh. The choir's back, thousands strong, Noah's voice leading, Ethan, you opened it. I'm back at the ship, always back, the fog a cage, the tag my chain. The ship's a wound now, hatches split open, their steel pulsing, worms bursting through, eyes in their coils, staring. The shadows are legions, not just shapes, but armies, their bodies woven from fog, their mouths gaping, spewing ash. They chant my name, their voices wet, like they're drowning in tar, their hands reaching, fingers too long, dripping slime. I find a journal, not mine, in the fog, dated 1930. It's not a ship, but a mouth, feeding on pain, its wave a key. My name scratched on every page, wet with tar, and the paper smells of rot. The tags humming louder, showing me 1943. Petter's death, his body split open, worms spilling out, his voice screaming. I'm not him. I try to pray, but the words burn, my tongue bleeding, the wave on my lips, pulsing. The sailor's here, his coat a hive, faces pushing out, their eyes black, their screams my own. The fog splits and the thing rises, not him, but it, a mass of waves, eyes, worms, all singing, all hungry. I'm his, and the ship's his, and Long Beach is his, and I'm screaming. But it's his voice. Long Beach is dying, or it's already dead. The fog's red now, oozing from the docks, the air thick with ash and rot. Folks are missing, whole families, their homes empty, waves on their walls, pulsing like hearts. I hear wails everywhere, not just the ship, but streets, churches, my shop, all screaming my name. I find a cop, Lena, 34, who's seen him. Her partner torn apart last week, the wave on his bones. Lena's desperate, eyes wild, says the city's cursed. The sailor's not one, but many, a hive, living in the fog. We search the ship, find hatches open, bodies gone, their bones carved with waves, oozing black. Lena screams and she's gone, pulled into the fog, her badge left behind, the wave on it, still glowing. The tag shows me Lena, her body a hive, worms bursting out, her voice in the choir chanting, Ethan, you're home. I'm alone, the city closing in, the sailor's eyes in every shadow, his wail my pulse. My body's not mine, my skin scaling, worms writhing under it, their claws scraping my bones, their eyes staring through my flesh. I cut my arm and they spill out, black, wriggling, each with a wave, pulsing, screaming my name. The tag's in my hand, always there. its wave burning through my soul, showing me Noah, his body a hive, his voice soft, you let me die. I try to die, swallow pills, but they burn, my stomach oozing tar, the wave on my tongue, alive. I dream of the thing, its eyes a cosmos, its mouths a choir, its worms in my blood singing, Ethan, you're us. The city's a graveyard now, fog bleeding, waves everywhere, walls, cars, my skin, all pulsing, all his. I find a survivor, Diego, 26, hiding in a church, his brother gone, the wave on his shoes. Diego joins me, but the fog takes him, his screams echoing, the wave on my tag, his name fresh, dripping. I'm his, and the world's his, and I'm screaming, but it's his scream. I find a 1930 log in the archives, hidden in a port vault, showing the Queen Mary's keel marked with waves, labeled sacred. A sailor's note says the fog bled when they launched, and something woke, its eyes taking their souls. The Caldwells weren't the first. Crews vanished here, their bones found with waves carved deep, hearts gone. I visit a historian, Claude, 75, who knows the tales. His wife lost in 84, the wave on her grave. He says the whales scared off natives, kept him from the coast, the fog, a prophet's lie turned real. Claude's scared, his hands shaken, shows me a scar, wave-shaped, from a night in 87 when he heard the wail. I leave, but his house is dark by dusk, windows shattered, the wave on his door, wood pulsing like a heart. The tag's in my hand, showing me Claude, his face melting, his voice in the choir, chanting, open it. The city's bleeding now, red ooze seeping from the docks, smelling of iron and rot. The ship's a nightmare, hatches collapsing, their steel turning to flesh, worms bursting through, mouths in their coils screaming. The shadows are bolder, not just human, but things, their bodies split open, revealing eyes inside eyes, teeth like shards, spewing ash. They whisper my guilt. Noah, Claude, Lena, Diego, all dead because I kept searching, kept holding the tag. I find a child's toy in the fog, fresh, bloodied, the wave on it, and my heart breaks, tears burning. The tag's humming so loud my skull cracks, showing me 1943. Troops screaming, their blood feeding something below, its mouths in their souls. I try to burn the tag, but it laughs, the flames turning red, forming faces, Noah's, mine, all screaming. The choir's a storm, millions now, their voices wet like they're drowning in tar. I see him again, standing by door 13, his eyes a wave, his coat dripping worms, his wail tearing my soul apart. The fog splits and the thing rises, not him but it, a mass of waves, eyes, worms, all singing, all ravenous. The keeper's burden. I'm running, but the fog won't let me go, hatches bending, their frames like teeth dripping black ooze. The tag's in my hand, though I threw it away, its wave burning through my heart, into my blood. I find a priest, Father Simon, 56, who's seen him, his dog torn apart last week, the wave on its skull. He's crazed, eyes bloodshot, says the sailor's not one ghost, but a god, a hive, living in the decks. Simon joins me, desperate, but the fog turns on us, the air sucking at our lungs, like it's alive. We find a shaft, its walls breathing, faces pushing out, their mouths gaping, spewing the choir's song. Simon screams, and he's gone, pulled into the deck, his cross left behind, the wave on it still glowing. The tag shows me Simon, his body split, worms bursting out, his voice in the choir chanting, Ethan, you're next. I'm alone, the ship closing in, the sailor's eyes in every hatch, his wail my breath. I hear a new voice, not Noah's, not the sailor's, but a boy's, crying from the fog. I find a teen, maybe 14, standing in the frost, his eyes black, the wave on his chest, oozing pus. He says his name's Eli, lost in 95, his daddy touring the ship when the fog took him. Eli's hands are wrong, fingers too long, dripping slime, and he whispers, you're like me, Ethan. I try to run, but he's in my head, showing me his death, fog choking, his daddy's screams, worms crawling from his eyes. The tag hums, showing me Eli, his body a hive, worms bursting from his skin, his voice soft, help me. I reach for him, but he's gone, the fog swallowing him, the wave on my hand, his name beside mine. The choir's louder, Eli's voice leadin'. Open it, Ethan. I'm breaking. The fog's breaking me, and the sailor's laughing, his wail in my soul. I'm done fightin'. The ship's waitin', door 13's hatch a maw. The sailor there, his shadow a wound in the fog. The choir deafening. The tag's a key, showing me the shaft, the wave, the gate. I descend, alone, to the dark. It's cold burnin', the wave everywhere. Floor, walls, my flesh, oozing red. The troops are there, not dead, but their hands reachin', their eyes black, their bodies twistin', worms spillin' out. I find the wave, a vortex, spinnin', alive, its edges pulsin' like a heart, spewin' black tar. The tag's in my hand, though I left it above, and it burns, showing me Noah, Eli, all their faces meltin' into his eyes. The voices are one, the thing below, ancient, endless, promisin' peace, family, oblivion. I touch the wave, and it screams, my blood mixin' with the deck, the ship shatterin'. You're home. The ground shakes, the world shakes, and I'm not Ethan, not anymore. I'm the gate, the keeper, his voice, and he's free, his wave everywhere, his hunger the world's. I'm back in Long Beach, or nowhere, selling gear, no decks, no moans. The wave's on me, deep, glowing, and the voices are quiet, but not gone, whispering in dreams, my name in the fog, the tap of fingers. The shafts are gone, or I am, but I see them in mirrors, in the dark, his shadow my skin, his eyes mine, weepin' tar. Eli's sister calls, says she's got a tag, my name in it, but I burn her number, move again. The waves multiply on my walls, my truck, my dreams, and I find tags, not mine, in my shop, all his, all hummin', coated in slime. I'm not Ethan, or not just Ethan. I'm the keeper, the gate, his claw, his hunger. The ship's in me, his roots my blood, his wail my breath. I dream of Noah, his body a hive, worms burstin', his voice soft. You let it out. The shop's quiet, but the walls pulse, the wave formin', and I know he's here, watchin'. I don't know where I am. The decks are gone, or I am, but the wave stays. The choir, the tag, the fog in my blood, pulsing like a wound. I see him in every shadow, every fog, his wail my own, his eyes in every mirror. The world's heavier, darker, like the Queen Mary's spreadin', his hunger in every heart, his wave in every eye, weepin' tar. If you're listening, maybe you've heard it. A wail in the night, your name in the fog, a scream at your window. Maybe you've seen him in a dream, a shadow, his eyes yours, his worms in your soul. He's not gone, not locked, not sleepin'. He's waitin', his tag burnin', his gate wide, his fog over every ocean. And somewhere out there, the Queen Mary's callin', risin' from Long Beach to a fog that don't forgive. That's the start of the Shroud's hunger, folks. If the Queen Mary's wail has you checking your mirrors, smash that like button. Craving more haunted tales? Subscribe and join the hunt. Got a Long Beach ghost story? Drop it in the comments. I'm listening. Till next time, keep your eyes on the fog and your tags locked.